Hey guys, Mike here at MS Tutorials and welcome back to a new video. Alright, well today we're going to do a subscriber request. This one is long overdue and I have quite a few, so I'm doing my best to keep up. And today we're going to model a fire hydrant. Okay, so we're going to start with our base in the middle with the four extensions here. And for that, believe it or not, we're going to use a cube. Okay, so just hit R to scale that out and scale that up a bit until we roughly have the dimensions. Hit W to move that up, and we're going to align it just about there. We're going to right click on a vertex, drag select these, and bring that up to about the bottom there. And then we're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop, and we'll add one up here and one down there. All right, cool. Then what we're going to do is we're going to right click on a face. We're going to select these four faces. We're going to go to Edit Mesh, Extrude, and we're going to take let's see, hang on, offset first, not the value I'm looking for. Yeah, we're just going to extrude it in thickness, but a little bit less than 0.1, 0.05. That should be about good. Then we're going to take this guy and this guy, Edit Mesh, Extrude again, and let's do 1 on that. And I'm going to take that one and that one, G to repeat. So make sure I don't have the other one selected. 1 and 2. Edit Mesh Extrude. And set that to 1 as well. Okay. Now this may seem a bit odd, but once we right click at Object Mode, hit 3 to preview smooth, we have a basic shape that we're going to work with. Not quite there yet. Hit 1 to go back. We're going to go to Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. We're going to add an edge loop up there, one down there. We'll do one here and one there. Q on our keyboard, right click Object Mode and hit 3 to smooth. It's starting to look okay. Hit 1 to go back once again. Insert Edge Loop tool. Let's do that from the top. We'll do one there, one there, one there, and one there. Hit Q on your keyboard, right click Object Mode, 3 to preview smooth. And we're starting to get there, okay? We're just going to manipulate a little bit. We're going to hit R, we're going to scale it in because we want this shape to be somewhat more round. Same in this direction. Okay, much better. All right. Now next, we're going to hit 1 to go back, and we're going to go to Mesh and Smooth to make that more permanent. And let's set subdivision to, well, we'll do 2 for now. Actually, maybe even 1. And once we have a bit more detail going on, we can smooth that out a bit more. Okay, cool. All right, so we got that. We're going to go up here and we are going to right click at a face, select these 4 faces, hit Shift period to increase selection, edit mesh, extrude, do the offset, do an offset of 0.1, G to repeat, W to pull up, And then we're going to go to Edit Mesh, Extrude again. We're going to increase the offset, and then G to repeat and W to pull up. Looks good. And then up there, we're going to create our plate. And down here, we need to create this effect. Okay. So let's switch this view. And we're going to go to Insert Edge Loop Tool once again. We'll add one right there. Q on your keyboard, right click face, double click on that row and go to Edit Mesh and Extrude again. Let's give that some thickness, not too much, because we are going to scale the whole thing up a bit more later on. Then we're going to go to Insert Edge Loop Tool once again. We'll add one there, one there, one there, and one there. Q on your keyboard. And then we're going to add one more, and we'll do that about there. Okay, and one down here. Q on the keyboard once again, right click face, take these two, not that one, these two. All right, and we're going to go to Edit Mesh and Extrude, pull in the thickness, not too much, minus 0.25. All right, then we're going to right click at Object Mode, hit 3 to preview smooth it. All right, looks okay. And we might want to scale the whole thing up a little bit based on our reference. So we're going to hit R, and we're going to hit W to pull it down. And we don't need to have the exact same height, but we'll try to get close. Then we're going to right click at our vertex, take these vertices and bring that up a little, like so. And then we're going to start to create our base plate. So for that, we're going to take a polygon pipe, hit R to scale out, push it down. We're going to look at our reference. Let's give that a bit more thickness. Hit W and bring that down right there. And then from this view, we're going to go to Edge, double click on that edge and shift double click on that one. And we're going to hit R and we're going to scale it in a little bit, not too much. We don't want it to cut into our material too much. Right click Object Mode. Let's do 30 on subdivision to give it a bit more roundness. And then we're going to take that edge again on that one. All right, good so far. Now we're going to create some bolts. For that, we'll take a polygon cylinder, hit W, pull that out, R to scale it down, turn subdivisions to 6, which gives us a nice bolt-like thing. It's a bit big, so we'll fix that. Hit R, scale it down to about the right size. That should be good. We're going to hit the Insert key, and we're going to move the pivot point, and we're going to hold down X to snap it to the center. We're going to Control D to duplicate it, E to rotate it, and hold down J to snap it. Something like so. And then we're going to hit Shift D to repeat that all the way around. And there we go. And now we just need to check the height to make sure that they are sitting correctly. So we have these guys. That one's kind of hard to get, so we'll just hit Control H to hide that. We'll take these guys, hit W and bring them down, and then go to Display, Show All to get that back. All right, so we got all that. Looks good so far. Now we have a similar plate like that a bit higher up. So we're going to drag select that, deselect this. We're going to Control G to group. We're going to pull that way up here. Oops, sorry. Control D first. Then we're going to pull that way up here. Have to zoom in. And what we're going to do is we are going to hit R to scale it down a bit. Also in height. Let's check our reference. W to raise that up a little bit. And now what we're going to do is we're going to just take these guys, hit R to give them a bit more thickness. That's all right. And then we want to have, I'm not sure what they're called, rivets, I think. So for that, we'll take a polygon pipe, hit W, pull that up, F to zoom in, R to scale down to make that nice and flat, and then do 30 subdivisions, excuse me. We're then going to hit W, we're going to move that, F to zoom in, and we're going to hold down V and snap it to the center of our bolt. We're going to hit R to scale that in to about there. And then we're just going to check our height, which needs to be up a little bit. I have to zoom in. Let's see what we got. It's okay, I think. So now we're going to duplicate them over to the others. Okay, so we got one there. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate, W to move it, and hold down V to snap it. Control D again. Control D again, and each time hold down V to snap it. And one more to go. Okay, so they all look good. Excuse me. Now at the bottom we have bolts as well, and I believe we have rivets. And it looks like I've been snapping these guys down here, where I need to have them up here. Now that in itself is fine, because there should be rivets down here, so that's okay. Okay, that's fine. So what we'll do is we'll do Control D, we'll duplicate one of them, pull that up, have to zoom in. Let's kind of move that towards where we need to be. Check it from our top view, and we're going to hold down V again. We're going to snap it to that guy, scale it in a little bit, check our height, that's good. And then we're going to repeat that process for the bolts on top. So Control D to duplicate, hold down V and snap it, Control D to duplicate, Control D to duplicate. Now we're just going to go around and snap them to where they need to be. And I think that's it. It looks like it is, yes. All right. And obviously we want to have rivets at the bottom as well. So what we'll do is we'll take this guy, Control H. We'll take this guy, Control H. And we'll take these. And what we'll actually do is go to Mesh Combine. We'll go to Modify Center Pivot. And then we're going to go to Edit Duplicate Special, Option Box. And we want a scale of -1 on Y, which allows us to now move them down. That's what we want, okay? We're going to go back to Display and Show All. So now we can move them up. I have to zoom in. For wireframe mode. And that should be okay. Just have a closer look here. All right. They all look good except for one, which is this one right there. So I'm going to go to Mesh and Separate, and I'll take this guy, Modify Center Pivot, and move that one up. Display Show All. Just check this for a second, guys. Just hang on. I accidentally deleted the ones on top. That's not what I wanted, so we'll put this guy back into place. Mesh. Oh, there we go. That was the problem. So we're going to go to Edit, Delete by Type History, and now I can select it, go to Mesh and Separate, select that ring, modify Center Pivot, move that up. There we go. Control H on that, Control H on that, drag select, Mesh Combine, modify Center Pivot, and we're going to go to Duplicate Special again. And there we go. And we're going to drag select all of it, edit, delete by type and history. Display and show all to go back to where we were. And now we should be pretty close to where we want to be. Okay. We need to kind of adjust the distance a bit. So that's all good. Then we're going to move in from here. We want the lower ones to kind of go down. Let's do that from here. Drag select those, bring that down, and then display show all. All right. Okay, sorry about that, guys. It happens. All right, so we got that. Now we can deal with the top section for this guy, which will be initially a sphere. And for that, what we'll do is we'll create a sphere. We'll hit W to pull that up, R to scale that up, and we only want half, roughly. So from this view, we're going to right-click at a face, drag select half and delete it. Then we're going to right-click at object mode, hit W, pull that down. From this view, we are going to hit R to scale it in. And let's have a look at our reference here. Okay, so we need to kind of pull it up a bit. So we're going to hit R and we're going to scale it up. And we'll scale it to about there. And then we'll take that top off in a sec. Bring that down a bit. And we'll just scale it a little bit more. Now we're not working exactly to scale, so we kind of need to make sure that it's not interfering with our bolts. So let's bring that down a little bit. And then we're going to take that top point off. Right click face, drag select just that portion and hit delete. And let's see what we have so far. Okay, that's cool. Now we're going to want to have two rings on top. So what we'll do there is we'll take a polygon pipe, bring that way up, R to scale down, F to zoom in. Let's hit W and bring that down a bit. Hit R to make that a bit more flat and scale it in a little bit. And then we're going to hit Control D to duplicate, W to bring that up, and R to scale it in, and W to bring it down. Like that. And then, because we don't really have a good reference of the top there, what we'll do is we'll do one more. So Control D, W to pull that up, R to scale that in, and W to bring it back down. And then we'll create this bolt on top. And for that, we'll just take a new polygon cylinder, hit W, bring that way up. We're going to change subdivision to 6. We're going to hit R, we're going to scale it in, W to bring it down, and F to zoom in. It's a bit large still, so that's a bit better. There we go. So that's that. And now we're going to deal with these guys. Okay. Now it's kind of hard to see that exact shape here, so what we'll do is we'll take a polygon cylinder. I'm going to pull that out here. Hit E to rotate it. Hold down J to snap it until it's horizontal. W to pull that up and bring that in. And then based on our reference image, excuse me, we're going to deform this a bit. So we're going to hit R, we're going to scale it in. Then we're going to hit R and scale the whole thing up a bit. And W to bring that in. And down a bit. We're going to right click, go to vertex, take these vertices, hit R and bring that in to get that shape. W to push it back a little. We're going to hit 4 for wireframe mode so I can see what's going on. Apparently there's some kind of rivet in there. So we'll mimic that as well. We'll take a, let's see, we'll just take a polygon cylinder for that. Hit E again. Hold on J to snap it. Snap it to 15 degrees per step. We're going to make that nice and thin. Bring that in. I have to zoom in. Bring it nice and close. And then we're going to have another bolt at the end there with a little, looks like a rivet on it. Okay. So let's take a polygon pipe. Hard to scale up so we can see what we're doing. Make that nice and thin. E to rotate and J to snap it. W to bring that in and up. R to scale it down. I have to zoom in. Let's just scale that down a bit more and F to zoom in. W to pull out. That looks all right. And then, excuse me, we're going to take that guy from the top, Control D to duplicate, pull that out, pull it down, E to rotate and hold down J to snap it, hit W and push that in, F to zoom in, and we're going to need to position that correctly. We're going to hit R, we're going to scale it up a bit, and then from this view, hit 5 for shaded mode. We're going to hit W, we're going to bring that out. Then we're going to take this guy, move it in a bit, take the rivet, move that in and hit R and give it a bit more thickness. And then we'll take this guy and we'll push that through. Sorry about that. All right, so we got that. Think that looks okay. I'm just thinking whether I need to add some detail or not, just for effect, if you will. So what we'll do is we'll take this guy and actually we'll go to insert edge loop and we'll add an edge here and here. And again, it's just to add some detail, okay? So hit Q in the keyboard, right click face, select that entire face row and go to edit mesh and extrude. Give that a little bit of thickness, not too much. Let's see, that's okay, I think. Yep, good. Then we're gonna right click at object mode and hit 3 to preview smooth. Okay, we need to add some more edges here. So we'll do one here, we'll zoom in a bit. One there, and one there. Hit Q on your keyboard, right click object mode, 3 to preview smooth. That looks much better. So we're going to go up to mesh and smooth to make that more permanent. That's good. Have a look at that. That looks all right. Maybe a bit clunky. So what we'll do there is insert some edge loops as well. Q on the keyboard, right click object mode, 3 to preview smooth. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's good. So again, mesh and smooth. And that whole section looks okay, I think. So we're going to take this, 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 and this. We're going to go to mesh and combine. Actually, we're not going to do that. We're going to group it instead. Because when you combine it, this will be smooth as well. We don't want that. Then we are going to go to our top. We're going to go to modify center pivot. We're going to hit the insert key. We're going to hit W. again, insert key, there we go. And we're going to hold down V and we're going to snap it to the center here. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate that, E to rotate, and hold down J to snap to there. And then hit Shift D and Shift D, duplicate that over. And then this is our guy. Okay. So let's see, we're not there yet. We have these sections up here on top. So for that, what we'll do is we'll select it. And I think we did 20 on this, 20 subdivisions. So we're going to right click at a face. And I'm going to start here. Let's see, we'll do that section right there. And then I'm just going to hit the minus key to get that thing out of the way. What we're going to do is we're going to skip one row every time. And that should work out nicely. And then we're going to go to Edit Mesh, Extrude. Let's do a negative thickness. That should be all right. Then we're going to right click at object mode. We're going to hit 3 to preview smooth. That looks cool. Hit 1 to go back and go up to mesh and smooth. And there you have it. So that's our guy. Let's see if there's any more detail we need to add anywhere. I think this section here looks a bit plain. This section right there. So what we'll do is insert edge loop tool. We'll do one right there. Q on a keyboard, right click face, select that, edit mesh, extrude, give it a bit thickness, and then G to repeat. We'll tweak the offset, G to repeat, and R to scale out. And looks like my normals are reversed here, so I'm just going to hit Control Z to go back. And I'll do it differently. I'll take that, edit mesh, extrude, hit R to push down, and then G to repeat, and R to scale out. That's better, okay? All right, I'm gonna right click at object mode, 3 to preview smooth. Let's see if that's creating any issues anywhere. Doesn't look like it. That's good. So I'm gonna hit 1 to go back, and I'm gonna go up to mesh and smooth. So that's it. All right, I'm gonna drag select the whole thing, Control G to group it. Okay, I'm going to right click assign new material. Let's do a blend. And then in my color tab, I'm going to select the picker. And we'll take this red right here, which is not bad. You know, there's a lot more we can do with it, but for now, it's fine. Then we're going to take a reference image, delete that, create a floor, hit R and scale that out. And looks like we need to move the whole thing up a bit. So hit W, bring that up. Have to zoom in. Like so. We're going to increase the size of our ground plane a bit. And let's create some lighting. Create lights, and we'll do an area light. Hit W to bring that up and out. Hit T on our keyboard to aim our light. And hit 7 on our keyboard to activate it. Now our light source is quite high. So let's do something like this. All right. Just going to hit R and scale it up a bit. So that's 1. We're going to hit Control D to duplicate it. Hit W. And move that over. We're going to move that up a bit. I'm going to decrease the intensity on this one to 0.2. And I'm going to go to shadows. And I'm going to turn off all shadows on that second light. So we're going to turn off the ray trace. And then I'm going to hit Control D again. And we'll do a light source. Let's do that here. And let's see on that one, same intensity, and again, no shadows. So this is going to be our primary. This may be a bit over the top as far as intensity is concerned. So let's do 0.8. I'm going to turn on my resolution gate. And we're going to increase this guy in size a bit because I don't want to see those seams. That should be about right. And now let's have a look at our render settings. I'm going to use mental ray. In my common tab, HD 1080, quality tab, overall to about 1.5. Lighting looks okay. In my scene, I'm going to show advanced settings. And then I am going to use image-based lighting. And I'm just looking for, let's see, where is that at? There it is, okay. Under the quality tab, if you select show advanced settings, you can go down to legacy, and here you have global illumination. We're going to use that. And final gathering, okay. So that's all set. I'm going to select an HDRI file to use. Hopefully my system isn't crashing right now. That wouldn't be good. And there we go, HDRI. I'll use one of my sky files. All right, and we're ready to render. So I'll pause the video and I'll see you guys in a sec. Okay guys, we're going to do a few tweaks here. I am not too happy with the reflection, so we're going to go into our blend material. Just going to select my object here. And what we're going to do is we're going to decrease the reflection because it looks way too shiny. So let's bring that down to 0.15, okay? And then the specular roll-off, we're going to decrease that a little bit because, again, we don't want it to be too shiny. So that's all good. And then we're going to take this main light here. And as far as the intensity is concerned, let's do 0.7, like so. And then we're going to go into our render settings, into the common tab, way down to render options, and we're going to turn off default light. Okay, and let's give this another try. Just tweak the angle a little bit. Okay, I'll pause the video. I'll give it another go. All right, guys. Well, here's our render. It looks a bit plastic, so one thing we can do is add a bump map to it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a thick paint texture. I'm going to change it into a bump map in Photoshop, and then we'll apply it to this model. Okay. So let's just jump over to Photoshop, right? So this is the texture that I want to use. It's just a thick paint texture. And I'm going to go up to image and I'm going to go to adjustments and I'm going to turn it into black and white. Okay. Looks okay, I think, but let's tweak the contrast a little bit. I want it to be high contrast, obviously. And let's see the brightness. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So I'm going to go to File, Save As, and I'm going to save this as a JPEG, and I'll call this thick paint bump map. All right, and save. Okay, back to Maya, and there we are. We're just going to minimize that. We're going to take that. We're going to go to our blend material. I think I'm just going to delete the history here for a sec. Edit, delete by type, history. That's better. And I'm going to select my material, go into my blend, and let's see. We're going to go to bump map. We're going to hit that checkered box. Hopefully my system is not lagging. I'm going to select file, and then I'm going to decrease the bump depth to about 0.25. I'm going to go to the file tab, folder, and let's see, I called that thick paint. There we go. All right. Let's just see what we got here. We'll try that with 0.25. Okay. Just going to test that quickly. Be back. All right, guys. Well, there it is. As you can see, it doesn't look as much plastic as it did before. And you can play with that and add some 3D paint to it to kind of show some wear and tear. But as far as modeling is concerned, this is it. So if you have any questions, let me know. And for those of you who are patrons and support my site, you will have this file available to you in the shared folder. And if you want to become a patron, very cool. You can find details underneath this video. Okay. Thank you guys for watching. I'd love to see you guys next time. Bye.